And I do believe we got the big dog, Matty Holliday, on. Matty, you there, bud?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How we doing?
What's going on?
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Clip that off. Clip that off.
So, Matt, can we be nosy? Because
Yeah.
usually you're a 9:30 guy. It's great. You want to come on early, so I'm guessing you got something big planned later in the day. What you got?
We're headed to Arizona. We play Arizona State Tuesday and Wednesday, so we leave. The bus leaves Stillwater at 10:15. I'm going to try to get a workout in before the bus leaves, so I'm on my way to the field to get a workout in, and then we will get on the bus and drive to Oklahoma City, where we will fly to Phoenix and take on the Mighty Sun Devils tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon, and then fly home. So I got a little bit of a tight day today.
Well, it's nice that you. It's nice that you
Yes, thank you.
still came on and gave us a heads up. Can I ask what the workout entails? Is that crazy to ask?
Well, I can read it off if you'd like.
Oh, you have it written down.
Leg day,
That's
yeah.
what you do, Jim. You write things down when you work out.
You want me to read it off? Is that
Yeah,
what you're looking
please.
for?
No, or you could just tell us kind of the basics, what it entails.
Well, let me just
You okay?
let me give you a rundown here. It's squat, straight bar, blue bands, 1 rep max, 3x3 at 80%. Good morning, straight bar, blue bands, 10, 8, 6, 4. Glute ham, back extensions with dumbbells, 50 pounds, 3x6. Reverse hypers, 3x20 at 80%. Squat max, and the finisher is 3x20 knee extensions and 3x20 hamstring curls.
Nice.
He's getting them legs jacked, Jimmy. That's what that means. His legs are jacked. And those good morning. He's got his lower back action. You're going to be sore after that one.
You know, I've been doing it for a while, so hopefully I'm not too sore. But yeah, the guy that I work out with that writes the programs he's kind of crazy. So it's usually Mondays are not my favorite.
So I do think people are into this stuff. Can you tell us what your 1 rep squat max is, or maybe even back in the day? What's the most you ever deadlifted or benched, and can you still do that type of weight now?
I lift heavy. I don't know. It's probably I don't know what my squat is. I have to be careful with my back to go crazy on the squat, but we deadlift pretty heavy. I don't know, in the 5s probably.
What about a bench?
And probably about right now, probably my 1 rep max would be in the 360 to 370 range.
Oh my goodness.
And
Jimmy,
then,
Jimmy, they ain't no joke right there.
All right,
I'm just saying.
I have a question, but I do want to. I feel like I have to self-report. When I went to the gym before I got out of it, I'm going to get back in it. I would go and I would run on the treadmill, and then I would go to the machine area, and it was almost like picking out a breakfast treat. Oh, this one looks interesting. 1 and 2 and 3. All right. Oh, this one's cool. It's not the same. It's not quite the same regimen. But I am interested in this supplements. Like I do take some supplements like vitamins and stuff because I don't think my diet I get everything. Do you take any supplements because some people
I asked him last weekend about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently you're not taking the memory supplement.
God, no, I am.
Clip that off, please.
So they're not working.
I forgot. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Where am I right now?
Now, wait. If I did that to Seth, you guys would call me mean. So you guys are being mean.
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah,
Since,
go ahead.
all due respect, he had already been asked that question. I think a couple weeks back,
I think it's hilarious.
we did ask him who his most athletic teammate ever was. I believe you said Aaron Judge. How about strongest? Who's just the strongest in terms of throwing weight around in the weight room?
Thanks for getting us back on track.
I don't know. Let me see. Probably Aroldis Chapman.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, he lifts heavy. I don't know if y'all follow him on social media, but he posts some of his workouts, and he lifts like a bodybuilder. He's big and strong and lifts super heavy. So he comes to mind. I'd have to think about it if there was anybody else in consideration, but he definitely lifts heavy.
Is he a good guy, by the way?
Yeah, he's the closer is a whole different sort of situation. Like they literally on their own program. Like you might not see them. You might go a few days without seeing them, other than when they're on the mound. So they're definitely kind of on a different deal. Like he had a whole when he got in the sauna, and he was the guy that it'd be 85, 90 degrees outside, and he was wearing the turtleneck, rubbing hot stuff all over him just after he got out of the sauna. So he'd come into the game, and his hat was dripping wet in it's 30 degrees outside, and he's sweating profusely. So he had a whole first inning I do this, second inning I do that, third inning I do this, and then about the seventh inning he'd go down to the bullpen. So he's a good guy. I just as a position player you didn't spend a ton of time around him.
Let me ask you this: I saw Gary Payton came out and said that Shaq had this bucket and they all peed in it, and Shaq yes, and Shaq would dump it on the rookies.
Oh
and so
goodness.
I know you never did any of that. It's very, very bizarre.
Did we need this?
No, I'm getting somewhere here. But I want to know about rookie initiation, what you had to go through. Anything crazy? And did it kind of get out of hand ever anywhere? Did you ever see something as an older player that you were like, okay, lay off with this guy? Anything like that in the baseball world?
When I first came up, it was kind of just the usual. They dressed us up one flight. Which wasn't too bad. I missed it my rookie year. I had a hand injury and missed the flight that they dressed everybody up. So my second year, some of the veterans made sure to remember that I hadn't gotten the opportunity yet. And so my second year, our first road trip, I had a tight black leather. I don't even know. I guess it was supposed to be a skirt. I think they took some pants and cut them up. And it was not my favorite. But I had some good veteran guys, Mark Sweeney and Todd Green were two of the older guys on the team. And they kept me in line. They gave me some things. They taught me how to be a pro. But at the same time, I think I remember one incident where in Colorado, the bench is not very close to the locker room. I don't know, Jim probably knows, but it's probably 50 steps upstairs, and then to get to the food room is another 50 yards. So, hey, go get us some coffee. I'm like, okay, no problem. I wasn't playing that day. Go all the way up, get coffee, 2 coffees. I come down. Here's your coffee. You didn't put any cream in this. Okay, yep, no problem. All the way back. Put the cream in it. Come back. They give it a little taste. I don't like this. Just pour it out right in your face. I just spent 15 minutes making that stupid coffee, and you just poured it out right in my face. Stuff like that where you're like, that was kind of a jerk thing to do.
Yeah, and you could kill. You could kill all of them if you wanted to.
Face.
One of the things that your teammates really enjoyed you, the young guys. But I remember there were times where I wanted to interview a Grichuk or a Big City who love you, by the way. Honestly, they admire you, but they were like, can we not do this in the clubhouse so Holliday doesn't come back? The role that you had as one of the veteran guys, keeping the young guys, tell us about the balance. Obviously you want to show them the right way, but there are times you had to be a little tougher with the young guys, right?
Well, I think you just want to make sure that they understand kind of the pecking order of, hey, you're still young. I think you just want them to appreciate when they get a chance to get older into the game, to make sure the rookies understand. I just think that there's a culture that you help create. And my way was different than other guys. I like to be sarcastic, as you probably noticed, Jim, or those years. I didn't ever want to be mean, but I would like to play right on the edge of sarcastic and to send a message, but also, give them a hug and remind them that, certain things are dumb that you shouldn't do. So I think there is a role as a veteran player to make sure that, hey, this is acceptable. This is not acceptable. This is acceptable for a rookie. This is not acceptable for a rookie. And so I think that there's a fun, playful, but yet get the point across way to make sure that the sort of the clubhouse and sort of just how you, I don't know, I guess how you create a culture where it's positive and yet at the same time keep them on their toes a little bit.
For the record, I said to Big City one time, just stand up to him. You're a big guy. And he said, he would kill me.
Yeah.
So there was that implied.
He knows.
But here's the thing. And I asked you about the supplements, 2 weeks in a row, whatever. I don't think I ever asked you this, but the narrative on you was always, and I knew it to be false because I was in the clubhouse. Matt Holliday.
You should have reported it then.
Exactly.
I did all the
Coward.
time. Listen, no, but I always did. The narrative on Holliday from media was, yeah, he's a quiet guy. He doesn't say much, and he leads by example. I was like, no, this guy is there talking, telling these guys. You used to hear that, didn't you? That, well, he's kind of quiet and leads by example, which wasn't true at all.
You know, I think that sometimes the perception of what you give the media, and maybe that's my fault to some extent, is when you're somewhat reserved and you don't spend a lot of time talking about your role, or I guess sometimes the perception of what the media gets and reports to the people can be a lot different than the actual kind of behind the scenes of what's actually going on. And, I think that that's okay. I think that was something that Tony talked a lot about is making sure that sort of the most important stuff stayed inside the clubhouse, and that you don't give too much, into what's going on to the media, because, some of that, it's to be kept, inside those walls, and there's a trust factor. And so I don't know. I think that, there's, like I said, you guys could probably, you've both been in media and then, obviously playing hockey. There's things that there's reality, and there's sometimes like kind of what looks like reality. And that's okay. That sometimes it's just part of the deal.
Is it fair to say, though, that since your playing career has ended, that you've opened up a lot more with the media? Because I think when you were here, like, nobody ever obviously thought you were a bad guy. But I do think that you're more fun and sarcastic on the radio than maybe we saw you as a player. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's part of it. Like, you as a player, you answer the questions, and I don't have to perform. I don't have, now I'm, I just, there's an element of being a player and representing the organization, and there's a seriousness to when you have performance and expectations for yourself when people ask you about it that I took a lot of pride in. And so I took my job very serious. I took a lot of pride in the contract that the Cardinals trusted me in, and that I was going to do everything I could to give them what they paid for. And so, I think that part of that is I was just locked in a lot more as far as my mentality goes when I was trying to compete and be the player that they signed.
And Matt, a very interesting article this past week, Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic talking about Matt Carpenter trying to rebuild his swing and his conversations with you and Joey Votto and his visits with you. Can you give us some insight into how you guys have tried to help him find his swing again?
Well, for me, I can't speak to, his what he did with those other guys. He just called me and said, hey, I want to come up and hit. Is that cool? And I said, of course, you can come up anytime and stay with us, and you can hit with our team, or however you want to do. You have obviously whatever access you want. And so he said, well, how about I come Thursday? So he came up, and we just kind of started with talking about some basic mechanics and just some general hitting talk. And actually, I didn't even know where all he had been when he was here. He didn't even tell me. I kind of read that article, and I didn't even know that he had talked to Joey and went out and hit with Wallenbrock and had done some different things this off season. So we just started talking about hitting and just kind of some of the things that basic essential body positions and some things. He asked me what I thought about his swing, and we started talking about some things that I've seen, and I broke down. I went and looked while I knew he was coming. I went and watched some tape of some of his better years, and then kind of some of the last two, and just talking about some of his body positions, and we hit, and then we talk, and then we do some drills, and then we talk, and then he went and hit on the field with the guys, and then the next day we woke up and did it again. So he was here 2 days, and we hit quite a bit, and just, like I said, talked concepts. I think he left here feeling better about the position his body was getting in, the position his hips were getting in, and just some kind of technical stuff that sometimes as a player you might lose track of or lose sight of, that kind of they're little things, but they result in a kind of a bigger problem. And so I'm rooting for him. Obviously, he and I are close friends, and I think there's still some left in the tank I think opportunity and location are probably important to him. So I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully he'll get a chance to, hopefully everybody gets a chance to play soon. So that was about how it went down.
He worked really hard. I mean, he was one of those guys that always put in the work. So you think given the opportunity, there's still something left in the tank that he can find it? You do believe that there's a good shot for that?
Yeah, I do. I think that you don't just all of a sudden forget how to. I mean, I still think he's. I think what is he? 37, 36, 7, 38 years old, somewhere in there. Especially with the DH opportunities in the whole league. I do think that there's. I think at the very minimal, a great option, a very left-hand hitting option off the bench, and with the DH. Some opportunities and can play a couple different positions. So I definitely think there's still a role for him.
Well, Matty, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy. And when you're down in Arizona, go check out that beautiful 4,000-seat rink that the Arizona Coyotes are going to be playing in for the next 3 years. Embarrassing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I knew that they were having some trouble. Weren't they about to get kicked out of the league for lack of rent or something?
Yeah. They're doing well as an organization down there, just so you know. So tell the boys I said hi.
Tough time. I will.
Go enjoy yourself, Matty. Thanks for coming on, bud.
Thanks for retooling
Thank
your
you,
schedule.
Sir.
Thank you.
Best.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, try to come up with some original questions.
And hey, by the way,
he's a Hall of Famer. Go ahead.
before we let him go, Matt, just so you know, this segment, your segment has been so popular.
Yes.
It's now sponsored by the Post Sports Bar and Grill, the best cheesesteak, the official cheesesteak of Hot Take Central. Stay posted, my friends. I hope you like cheesesteaks because that's our sponsor, and they love you.
Well, y'all got a sponsor. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, you did.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matty.
Thank you, Matt.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
That was our favorite. That's Matty Holliday coming on for his weekly segment, and he finds time for us, Jimmy. He does.
He did retool it. He texted me, he said, can we go on it? Yes, you can.
Right,
You're the only good thing. And I do want to tip my cap to you gentlemen. This is the beautiful part of the show, is that if any one of us stumbles, everyone pounces. So it's beautiful.
I remember my questions, and I remember that from last week.
Yeah, I kind of forgot it. That's my
know.
bad. But I stumbled, and you guys all pounced, so I tipped my cap. That was my bad.
I forget everything, except for the fact that the Post has ticket giveaways, giving away 2 free Blues tickets at each location once a week. They do it for the Cardinals twice a week during the baseball season. We're going to have a baseball season, right? We are, eventually.
Yeah.
They'll give away the tickets at the Post Sports Bar. Check your Post locations on the Facebook page for details on how to enter the raffle to win. The Post Sports Bar, our sponsor of the Matt Holliday segment and Trivia Tuesdays, the official cheesesteak of Hot Take Central. Stay posted, my friends.
They only picked the 2 good segments that we have on the entire show.
what it is.
Well, hold
That's
on.
a bargain for them.
Whoa, that's a shot at Bader.
That's a debate.
And that's a shot
and
at
Ed Yeager
and
Kenny Wallace.
And Kenny Wallace.
Oh,
And
you
Kathleen
just
Madigan.
jammed yours. Oh, my
And
God.
Kathleen Madigan.
You just jammed yourself up. Like, what's wrong with you
Wait,
today?
Madigan's going to be a regular?
Maybe.
Okay, so that one was bad. But I do appreciate I did misstep again and you guys piled on. But, Seth, be careful when you pile on. You got to make sure your facts are in order.
That's
Okay.
true.